Pete Ricketts is defending his budget proposal. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Abigail Wood sat down with him today to hear why he thinks it's the best option. Abigail?
Well, Megan, the governor told me with the looming budget shortfall, the state has to tighten the belt.
Nebraska needs to find about $900 million in next year's budget, and Governor Pete Ricketts is defending the plan he presented to the legislature.
At the end of the day, we just don't have the money, and frankly, one of the things I hear universally, almost universally, as I travel the state, is that Nebraskans tell me they're taxed too much. So we're not going to raise taxes. That is a priority, that we can't increase spending. So that means that we have to make tough decisions about how we live in our budget, again, just like every Nebraska family has to do.
Ricketts says he won't cut the Department of Corrections or K-12 education, but since he's also not raising taxes to balance the budget, that money has to come from somewhere. Some programs, like the $1.8 million stormwater management grants, were cut completely. Others, like the Department of Health and Human Services, suffered partial funding cuts in Ricketts' proposal. Ricketts came under fire for the DHHS cuts, but says the threat of layoffs is limited because of a hiring freeze back in October.
We've been managing our workforce, going back to then, by just not hiring people unless it's been mission critical. So to say that there's actually people losing their jobs is misleading, because it's actually being managed through what we've been doing since going back to last October.
Russ Reno with DHHS says while they are cutting jobs from some departments, they're also adding positions where they think it's more needed, like children and family services. Ricketts added his goal is to slow agency growth until the budget can catch up, which he hopes will happen by the coming biennium.
By the time we go through the last half of this year and the next 2 years, we will be back in structural balance. And by that I mean our receipts and our expenses line up. We're not spending more money than we're taking in. And of course, that's what we do as Nebraskans. We don't spend money we don't have.
Ricketts has presented the budget to the legislature. They will vote on it this session.
Abigail Wood from the newsroom. Thank you, Abigail.